I get asked all the time how to get recruited to play a college sport. And these 5 tips I'm about to give you will help with any sport, whether it's basketball, softball, football, whatever it is, soccer, any type of sport. These 5 tips coming up will help you get recruited to a junior college, Division I, Division II, whatever you're looking for. This can help you. One of the things that I learned a bit too late is that you can email any college coach that you want. You can email them your highlight clips, your tournament schedules, your travel ball schedules, whatever you want to do, you can email them. If you email college coaches, it shows that you're willing to go to that school and that you're going to put forth the effort that they want to see. And this helps them out a whole lot. They don't get to know every single kid in the United States. So if they hear your name coming through their emails pretty often and they get to put a name to a face with your highlight reels, then odds are you're going to stick out a little bit more than other people will. I learned that a bit too late, but that is something that you can do, and I would highly recommend that. One of the main things that helped me get recruited was playing travel ball and going to exposure tournaments. Exposure tournaments are extremely important, and here's why. There can be anywhere between 20 to 50 college coaches at these exposure tournaments, and when they see you play and get to see you make these plays action and they get to feel your energy, they get to hear everybody rooting for you, they get to see how your parents act, which is a huge, huge factor in college recruiting. College coaches look at how your parents act. So make sure your parents aren't acting crazy in the stands and being like these southern moms that you see me post on TikTok and YouTube. Exposure tournaments are extremely important. It gives you a chance to highlight how good you are live and in action. There's nothing like seeing someone live and in action and seeing how they act, how they communicate with their teammates, how they carry themselves, and how their body language is after a good or a bad play. College coaches don't want an overly cocky player, and they don't want someone who beats themselves up over nothing. When they're scouting at exposure tournaments, they're going to look at the best players from each team. So if you can carry yourself like you're the best, have confidence, don't beat yourself up over a bad play, and try your absolute hardest, then you know at the end of the day you gave it everything you had. And that's going to put you in their eyes, and yet again, that's going to be a name to a face, and they're going to remember seeing you play. And if they liked you enough, they might even talk to you after the game. Set up an official visit, set up an unofficial visit, but nonetheless, this gives you one-on-one conversation with coaches, and you can even talk to the college coaches yourself. Don't be afraid to go up to them. You can go up to them and say, hey, I'm going to be playing at 3. It'd be amazing if you can come watch. It'd be an honor. I love your team. Yada, yada. Suck up to them a little bit. You know, you gotta sweet talk them a little bit. But that is my second piece of advice, exposure tournaments. The third tip that I have that I think goes underrated is attending these college camps. If you attend college camps and they get to see your mechanics, they get to see how you throw your exact way, how you hit, how you talk to people, how you talk to them. Yet again, it's a lot like these exposure tournaments, except it's more one-on-one. And they know that you're interested in their school because you paid money to attend their camp or their clinic or whatever it may be. Also, at most of these college camps, afterwards, they give you an evaluation sheet. An evaluation sheet is really, really important, not only for your recruiting, but for yourself, because it evaluates you on how they think you're performing. So if they give you a 5 out of 10 on your bat speed, or a 6 out of 10 on your actual speed, or saying your hands are dropping, they'll evaluate literally every detail of what just happened during the clinic. They'll evaluate it on how you slid, how you threw, how you hit. If you're dipping, they'll put it on there. And I think that's a really good way to work on yourself, to where you can get exposed to maybe not just that college, but other colleges, because you do have options. Whether you think so or not, you do have options. Even if you start junior college first, like I did, and then transfer to a Division I school, you can still do that. I loved my junior college, and I would not take anything back from that. Tip number 4 is a bit obvious, and tons of people do this nowadays. I see it all over TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and on YouTube, they tag college coaches and everything. I didn't do this, but this is a really good way to get noticed, and that is to create a highlight reel. Highlight reels show recruiters how you can perform. I don't particularly like highlight reels because it does take maybe one play out of every game. If I was recruiting, I would prefer to come watch and to see how they carried themselves in a game. So I do put that above anything else. Exposure tournaments and clinics are extremely important. So do not think that highlight reels are going to get you into college by itself, because it will not. I promise you that it won't. Because they know that you can clip this and clip that, and you can edit, you can do all these things. There is nothing like see it in action. However, some college coaches do love a highlight reel, and they'll love to see it put together. They like to see the effort that you put in, the cool background noises, the cool flames that you can put in. Whatever you do on a highlight reel, they'll appreciate it, and it shows that you really, really, really want to be at their school. However, please, please, please still emphasize how important it is to go to exposure tournaments and travel ball and these camps that I was talking about earlier, okay? It is highly important to do that, and to always, always, always bring your A game to every single game you play. You have no idea who's watching. I got recruited to go NCAA Division I because the coach happened to be watching in the bleachers while I was playing my last ever junior college game. I was going to go D2 until then. So you never know who's watching. Now, this last tip is the most important tip. And if you are an athlete and you do not do this tip, then I don't know how you can consider yourself an athlete. And here it is. You have to work harder than everybody else. There is only a small percentage of athletes who actually get to play college athletics. Put that into perspective. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of athletes everywhere across the world that these coaches can choose from. You have to work harder than them. You should be practicing every single day. You should be doing drills every single day, and you should be working to become a champion. Because whenever you have that champion mindset, then it's easy to adjust into their programs, whether it's junior college, Division I, Division II, NAIA, NCAA, whatever it is, you will have that championship mindset, and you will already come into that program hungry and fighting your position, because you're not entitled to a position. This isn't daddy ball. This isn't I know the high school coach. This isn't I know the middle school coach, or my dad coaches my travel ball team. This is college, and it is not the same, okay? It is not going to be the same as it was in high school. You have to physically work every single day for your position and to keep your position, or you won't play. And that's okay, but you might not get your scholarship renewed. It is a fight and a struggle every single day. Which brings me to another thing off topic, but you have to make sure that being a student athlete in college is something that you truly, truly, truly want to do. I promise you, it takes up 98% of your life. I did college athletics for 5 years. The last 2 years I was doing TikTok and YouTube with it, and it is a huge struggle, but I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world, because I truly love sports more than anything. Unless you feel that same way, I don't recommend trying to go to college on an athletic scholarship. If you have passions for other things, that is perfectly acceptable. If you want to be a musical theater major, that's amazing. I admire you for that. If you want to go into the army, do that. Whatever you want to do in life, no one can tell you it's wrong. So do it. Do whatever makes you happy in this world. I promise you, you won't regret it if you do what makes you happy. Just like I don't regret going to college, because I did what made me happy. Now, college athletics will be the best and the worst times of your lives, and I will make a separate video on toxicity in college athletics, because there are so many negatives to college athletics, but there are so many positives too. But a lot of times we tend to ignore the negatives that come with college athletics, but I don't want to ignore the negatives. I want to help everybody in the best way that I know how, and that is to share my knowledge with you. I played the sports. I played tons of sports. Played softball for 20 years specifically, 5 years in college. I know the ins and the outs. So I'm going to make a separate video on the toxic environment that can come with colleges. Do not forget these main topics. Make highlight reels. Go to exposure tournaments. Get on a travel ball team to go to these exposure tournaments. Send coaches emails. Go to their camps. Practice, 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 okay? Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you want me to be more specific or elaborate on anything I've said. I can go in depth and talk about this forever. I just don't want to make a 20-minute video. So let me know if y'all have any other questions that I can address. Maybe a one long video that I can do in the future. But thank you all so much. Don't forget to subscribe. I post tons of sports content. I was competing in that Mr. Beast Fortnite challenge, which is why I couldn't do a real video today. I didn't win, obviously. Congrats to the guy who scored 142,000 points to win $1 million. I had like 85,000, so that's a bummer. But thank you all so much for watching. Please subscribe. It means the world to me, and bye.